Hi guys, so it's Lisa from the library here. I thought I'd just make a little set of informational videos just for any new school librarians out there. So I've gone from working in a public library to working in a school library, and I have to say that it is a very different environment. One of the things I found the hardest is organising my student librarians. So in term 1, my training was pretty relaxed. Basically we just sort of talked through what the main parts of the jobs are, like issuing, returning, shelving, but I didn't have any kind of test or anything at the end. I just kind of showed them what to do and let them go for it. But I found that was probably not quite formal enough training, and students often forgot sort of what they were doing, or they couldn't take in all the information at once. So then in the next term, what I did is I made a little like student librarian handbook thing, but I found this one as well I had some trouble with because it was just too long. I just had too much information in it, so especially here because we only have half an hour lunch breaks and half an hour interval breaks, so that wasn't really enough time to get through the whole handbook. And so we kind of ended up doing half the handbook on one day and then half the handbook on another day, and students got confused, and it was just too much for them to take sort of at once. So now what I've been doing this term has actually worked out a lot better. So it's kind of a combination of what I did in the first term, was just talking them through it and having something physical that they can take. So what I've done is I've made a little training checklist. So I found this is really good because I can talk them through each of the things on the list, and I've just really narrowed it down to its bare bones. So it's only really got the really important things on here. It hasn't got everything, because there are some things like cancelling a reserve or finding a DVD or something like that doesn't actually happen that often. So I've really just put the things that happen every single day on this checklist. So then I'm always around at lunchtime anyway, so if something were to happen that doesn't happen very often, I just encourage students to come and talk to me about it, and we can talk through it together. But this checklist has got just things like we start with a little tour of the library so they know where everything is. We've got a bit thing about health and safety, and that's basically just letting me know if there's any issues. Checking in, so I get my student librarians to tick off a little sheet to say that they've been to library duty. Then we've just got how to issue, how to return, how to renew a book, and just really basic things like accessing the catalogue, accessing an ebook, and shelf reading and shelving. And then another thing I noticed last term with my librarians is lots of them said they knew how to shelve, and so I just took that for granted and I didn't show them how to do the shelving. And so this year what I've done, because I don't want to sort of patronize my students by saying, okay, you say you can do it but I don't believe you kind of thing, I've just got a little quiz on the back. So this is kind of a more fun way of doing it than kind of following them around and checking that they've done it correctly. So if they say yes, I've done shelving before, I just say, oh cool, I've just got a little quiz. I'll just get you to do it to make sure that you're still up to date with all the shelving procedures that we have. And that's been really good because afterwards we just go through it together, and if there's something that they've got wrong, we just talk about it, and it's really easy. So it hasn't got a lot of questions. I've actually got 3. So I've got 1 with the fiction, and 2 with the fiction, and 1 non-fiction one, and I just get them to put little numbers next to them, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kind of thing. And that's been really good because it's surprising a lot of them that say they have done shelving before can't do this quiz. So it definitely just reminds you that sometimes you do need to do a little bit of extra training with some librarians, even if they've been librarians before. So yeah, that's the best thing I've done so far. I'm still kind of learning about my student librarians, but in terms of training, this is just really easy, and I can easily get through it within half an hour. So yeah, highly recommend just having a little checklist and then a little quiz. Next term, I'm thinking about maybe also giving them this handbook I made just to take home and have a browse through. Whether they will or not, who knows, but it just fills them in on some of that extra information. So I will try that next term and keep you posted on how it goes. Bye.